Good evening, everyone. In a world that is constantly demanding our attention, where opinions flood our minds and distractions pull us in every direction, we often forget one simple truth. Our greatest power lies in focusing on ourselves. We live in an age where oversharing has become the norm, where people seek validation from others before even validating themselves. But today I want to remind you, true growth happens in silence. Success is built not through noise, but through discipline, self-improvement, and quiet perseverance. So let's take a moment to step back from the external world and turn inward. Let's talk about the power of focusing on yourself and staying silent. Because sometimes the best moves are made in silence, and the loudest victories come from those who let their success do the talking. Silence is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness or passivity, but in reality it is one of the most powerful tools for personal growth. In a world that constantly pushes people to speak, share, and seek external validation, the ability to remain silent and focus on self-improvement is a rare and valuable trait. Those who embrace silence as a means of growth understand that progress does not always need an audience. When an individual chooses to step back from unnecessary conversations, distractions, and noise, they create space for deep reflection, self-awareness, and meaningful development. One of the biggest advantages of silence is that it allows a person to become more introspective. In the absence of constant external input, the mind becomes clearer, making it easier to assess strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. Many people spend so much time engaging with the world around them that they neglect to engage with themselves. They seek answers from others rather than looking within, even though true growth begins with self-awareness. Through silence, a person can better understand their emotions, motivations, and desires, enabling them to make informed decisions that align with their personal goals. Silence also strengthens discipline. When a person focuses on their growth without announcing their plans or seeking approval, they eliminate unnecessary distractions and external pressures. Many times, people talk about their ambitions but fail to take action because they become too absorbed in the reactions of others. By staying silent about their progress, they free themselves from external judgment and develop the discipline to stay committed to their path. This quiet dedication builds resilience as they learn to rely on their own inner strength rather than external encouragement. Moreover, silence enhances the ability to listen and observe. Those who remain quiet are often the ones who gain the most knowledge. When a person listens more than they speak, they absorb valuable information, understand different perspectives, and learn from the successes and failures of others. This ability to observe without immediately reacting allows them to make better decisions, refine their strategies, and avoid unnecessary mistakes. Many successful individuals attribute their achievements to their ability to remain silent in moments when others rush to speak. They understand that true wisdom comes from listening and processing rather than constantly expressing their own opinions. Another significant aspect of silence is that it protects energy. Engaging in unnecessary discussions, defending oneself against criticism, or constantly explaining one's actions can be mentally and emotionally draining. When a person stays silent and focuses on self-improvement, they conserve their energy for things that truly matter. They do not waste time trying to prove themselves to others. Instead, they channel their efforts into tangible actions that lead to real progress. This approach not only accelerates growth, but also fosters inner peace, as they are no longer affected by the noise and opinions of the outside world. Silence also teaches patience. Growth is a process that takes time, and those who understand this are willing to work quietly without immediate recognition or rewards. Many people give up on their goals because they expect instant results or validation from others. However, those who embrace silence learn to trust the process and remain committed even when progress is not visible. They understand that true transformation happens gradually, and the results will speak for themselves when the time is right. This patience is a powerful asset in achieving long-term success. In addition to fostering patience, silence builds confidence. When a person is constantly talking about their goals, they may feel pressured to meet expectations, and any setbacks may feel like public failures. However, when they keep their progress to themselves, they eliminate external pressure and build confidence in their own abilities. They no longer seek approval or reassurance from others because they trust themselves and their journey. This self-assurance allows them to take risks, make bold decisions, and pursue their ambitions with unwavering determination. Furthermore, silence helps in avoiding negativity and unnecessary drama. When a person is silent, they naturally distance themselves from gossip, conflicts, and toxic environments. Engaging in unnecessary conversations often leads to misunderstandings, wasted time, and emotional exhaustion. By choosing to remain silent, they protect their mental well-being and stay focused on their growth. This selective engagement enables them to maintain a clear mind and a positive outlook, which are essential for personal and professional development. Another crucial benefit of silence is that it prevents self-sabotage. Many times, people unknowingly hinder their own progress by revealing their plans too soon. When goals are shared prematurely, they become vulnerable to criticism, negativity, and even sabotage from others. Not everyone will support or understand another person's vision, and some may actively discourage or undermine their efforts. By staying silent, they shield their dreams from unnecessary interference and allow themselves to work without external disruptions. This level of discretion ensures that they remain in control of their journey without being influenced by outside opinions. Silence also cultivates mental clarity. When a person refrains from excessive talking and distractions, their mind becomes more focused and efficient. They can think more critically, solve problems more effectively, and develop innovative ideas without external noise clouding their judgment. Many successful individuals prioritize silence as a way to enhance their creativity and decision-making abilities. They understand that true breakthroughs often happen in moments of solitude, where they can deeply concentrate and explore new possibilities without interference. Additionally, silence allows a person to develop emotional strength. In a world where people constantly seek validation and reassurance from others, those who embrace silence learn to rely on themselves. They do not let criticism or praise dictate their actions because they have developed a strong sense of self-worth. This emotional independence allows them to navigate challenges with confidence and resilience. Instead of reacting impulsively to negativity, they remain composed and focused on their goals, proving that true strength lies in self-control. One of the most overlooked benefits of silence is that it enhances personal relationships. When a person listens more and speaks less, they build deeper connections with others. People appreciate those who genuinely listen and understand, rather than those who constantly dominate conversations. By practicing silence, they become more empathetic, patient, and thoughtful in their interactions. This ability to connect on a deeper level strengthens relationships and creates a positive impact on both personal and professional aspects of life. Silence also aligns with the principle of humility. Those who work in silence and let their actions speak for them gain more respect than those who constantly seek attention. Humility is a trait that sets apart truly successful individuals from those who only crave recognition. When a person remains silent and focused on their work, they earn credibility through their results rather than their words. This quiet confidence makes them more influential and admired by others, as their success is a testament to their dedication and perseverance. Furthermore, silence helps in mastering self-control. Many conflicts and misunderstandings arise from impulsive reactions. When a person practices silence, they develop the ability to think before they speak, ensuring that their words are intentional and meaningful. This self-restraint prevents unnecessary arguments, regrets, and misunderstandings. It also allows them to maintain a sense of composure in challenging situations, giving them an advantage in both personal and professional life. Another significant advantage of silence is that it makes success more impactful. When a person works in silence and suddenly achieves something great, the impact is much stronger than if they had been constantly talking about their plans. Their results speak louder than words, and their success becomes undeniable. This element of surprise often leaves a lasting impression, proving that actions truly carry more weight than promises or declarations. Silence serves as a foundation for long-term success. It enables a person to focus on their journey without unnecessary distractions, allowing them to achieve their goals with clarity, confidence, and resilience. Those who understand the power of silence recognize that true growth happens behind the scenes, away from the noise and expectations of others. They trust their process, work diligently, and let their achievements speak for themselves. Energy is one of the most valuable resources a person possesses. It determines how much effort, focus, and dedication someone can invest in their goals. Where attention goes, energy naturally follows. The more a person concentrates on a particular aspect of life, the more energy they channel into it, shaping their outcomes and experiences. However, in today's fast-paced world filled with distractions, many people unknowingly direct their energy toward unproductive areas, leaving little room for true growth and progress. Understanding the significance of energy and attention is crucial for anyone who seeks self-improvement and success. When a person constantly shifts their focus between multiple things, their energy becomes scattered. Many people find themselves exhausted at the end of the day without having achieved anything meaningful. This is because they allow their attention to be divided between unnecessary conversations, social media, external validation, and fleeting entertainment. Instead of using their energy to build something valuable, they waste it on things that provide temporary satisfaction but no long-term benefits. The ability to direct energy intentionally towards self-improvement is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who merely dream about them. Mental clarity plays a vital role in ensuring that energy flows in the right direction. When a person lacks clear priorities, they become easily influenced by external factors. They may start working on something important, but a single distraction, whether it be a notification, an irrelevant conversation, or self-doubt, can pull their attention away. Each time they shift focus, they lose momentum, making it harder to achieve meaningful progress. On the other hand, when they set clear intentions and eliminate distractions, they create a powerful force that propels them forward. They develop the ability to control where their energy goes, ensuring that it is always aligned with their goals. Another crucial aspect of energy management is learning to say no. Many people struggle with declining invitations, unnecessary discussions, and commitments that do not serve their growth. They feel obligated to please others, even if it means sacrificing their own progress. However, every time they say yes to something unimportant, they are saying no to something that truly matters. Time and energy are limited resources, and the way they are spent determines the quality of life. When a person becomes selective about what they engage with, they protect their energy and ensure that it is directed toward things that bring value. One of the biggest energy drainers is negative thinking. The mind has the power to shape reality, and when a person constantly entertains self-doubt, fear, or regret, they unknowingly invest their energy into these thoughts. Instead of using their mental power to create solutions and take action, they waste it on worrying about problems that may never happen. Negative thinking not only affects motivation, but also impacts physical and emotional well-being. Stress, anxiety, and frustration arise when energy is focused on things that cannot be controlled. However, when a person shifts their focus towards solutions, possibilities, and self-improvement, they reclaim their energy and use it in ways that contribute to their success. People who achieve great things understand that their energy must be protected at all costs. They do not engage in unnecessary debates, respond to every criticism, or seek validation from others. They know that each interaction requires energy, and they choose to invest it wisely. Instead of explaining themselves to those who do not support their vision, they remain focused on their work. Instead of proving their worth to others, they prove it to themselves through their action. This approach allows them to maintain high levels of motivation and avoid burnout. The environment a person surrounds themselves with also plays a major role in where their energy flows. Being in a toxic or unmotivated environment can drain energy quickly, making it difficult to stay focused on personal growth. The people one interacts with, the conversations they engage in, and the content they consume all contribute to their energy levels. If someone constantly hears negativity, gossip, or complaints, their energy is pulled toward these distractions, affecting their mindset and motivation. However, when they surround themselves with positivity, ambition, and inspiration, their energy is directed toward progress, making it easier to achieve success. Another aspect of energy management is understanding that not everything requires an immediate reaction. Many people lose energy by reacting emotionally to every situation, whether it be a negative comment, an unexpected challenge, or an unimportant opinion. When emotions take control, energy is drained, leaving little room for rational thinking and strategic action. However, those who understand the power of energy conservation choose their battles wisely. They do not allow every situation to demand their attention. Instead, they stay focused on what truly matters. By maintaining emotional control, they ensure that their energy is used efficiently. Social media has become one of the biggest distractions in modern life. Many people spend hours scrolling through feeds, engaging in pointless arguments, or comparing themselves to others. Each moment spent on these activities is energy directed away from personal goals. While social media can be a useful tool when used correctly, it often becomes a trap that consumes time and mental energy without providing any real value. People who understand energy management set boundaries for social media use, ensuring that it does not interfere with their focus and productivity. They recognize that every moment spent watching others is a moment lost in building their own success. Physical energy is just as important as mental energy. A person's body and mind are deeply connected, and neglecting physical well-being can lead to decreased focus, motivation, and productivity. Poor nutrition, lack of exercise, and insufficient sleep can drain energy levels, making it difficult to concentrate on goals. Successful individuals prioritize their health because they understand that a strong body supports a strong mind. They invest their energy in habits that nourish them rather than deplete them, ensuring that they have the stamina to stay consistent in their efforts. One of the most powerful ways to direct energy effectively is through visualization. When a person visualizes their goals and success, they naturally align their energy with that vision. The mind begins to work in ways that bring that vision to life, guiding decisions and actions in the right direction. Many high achievers use visualization techniques to stay focused, ensuring that their energy is constantly moving toward their desired outcomes. This practice trains the brain to prioritize tasks that contribute to success while filtering out distractions. Consistency is another key factor in energy management. Many people start with enthusiasm but lose momentum because they do not sustain their focus. Energy flows best when it is consistently directed toward a purpose. Those who achieve their goals understand that small, consistent efforts produce greater results than occasional bursts of motivation. They do not wait for the perfect moment or ideal circumstances. Instead, they take action every day, ensuring that their energy remains aligned with their objectives. This disciplined approach allows them to build long-term success rather than relying on short-lived motivation. The power of energy flow is also evident in the concept of manifestation. When a person truly believes in their abilities and commits their energy toward achieving something, they attract opportunities that align with their goals. However, this principle only works when backed by action. Many people misunderstand manifestation as simply wishing for success, but real manifestation requires a deep focus, relentless effort, and unwavering belief. When energy is consistently directed toward growth, the universe responds by providing the right circumstances, connections, and breakthroughs needed for success. Discipline plays a significant role in ensuring that energy remains focused. Without discipline, it is easy to be swayed by temporary distractions and impulses. People who master their energy develop habits that support their goals rather than hinder them. They create routines, set priorities, and remove obstacles that prevent them from staying on track. This level of self-restraint allows them to maintain high energy levels without feeling drained or overwhelmed. By consistently choosing where their energy goes, they create a life that reflects their ambitions and aspirations. Actions have always held more weight than words. In a world where people constantly talk about their dreams, plans, and goals, it is often the ones who stay silent and let their work do the talking that truly make an impact. There is a certain power in working diligently behind the scenes without seeking validation or approval from others. Many individuals get caught up in the habit of announcing their intentions, sharing their ideas, and seeking recognition before they have even taken the first step toward execution. However, real progress happens in silence, and results speak far louder than promises or declarations. When people focus too much on talking about their plans, they unintentionally create a false sense of achievement. The brain registers the act of sharing as a form of progress, making them feel as though they have already accomplished something. This can lead to a decrease in motivation as the need for validation has already been met. Instead of using that energy to take action, they become satisfied with the praise they receive for merely expressing their intention. On the other hand, those who work silently channel all their energy into execution rather than discussion. They do not feel the need to prove themselves through words because they understand that true credibility comes from results. There is also an element of psychological advantage in remaining silent about one's work. When people constantly talk about their plans, they expose themselves to unnecessary criticism, skepticism, and even discouragement. Not everyone will support or understand their vision, and some may actively try to undermine their confidence. By keeping their efforts private, they protect themselves from external negativity that could potentially derail their focus. Silence serves as a shield, allowing them to build momentum without interference. Once their success becomes evident, it speaks for itself, leaving no room for doubt or opposition. Another important reason why actions speak louder than words is that consistent effort builds credibility. In a world filled with empty promises and unfulfilled commitments, people tend to respect those who deliver results without excessive talking. When someone repeatedly proves their abilities through their work, their reputation is established naturally. They do not need to convince others of their potential because their track record does that for them. Whether in business, personal development, or any other pursuit, the most respected individuals are those who focus on doing rather than talking. Their achievements become their voice, and their work becomes their testimony. Furthermore, silent action fosters discipline and self-reliance. When individuals prioritize work over words, they develop a mindset of self-accountability. They are not dependent on external validation to keep moving forward. Their motivation comes from within, and their commitment remains strong regardless of whether others acknowledge their progress. This level of self-discipline ensures that they stay consistent in their efforts without being swayed by external factors. They do not need an audience to stay motivated. Their goals and ambitions are enough to drive them forward. Another significant aspect of letting action speak louder than words is that it removes unnecessary pressure. When people make bold claims about their goals, they create expectations that they may struggle to meet. If they face setbacks or delays, they feel the weight of those expectations, leading to stress and anxiety. In contrast, those who work silently experience less external pressure. They are free to make mistakes, adjust their strategies, and refine their approach without the fear of judgment. This freedom allows them to focus on genuine growth, rather than trying to maintain an image or meet the expectations of others. Silence in work also prevents distractions. Talking about plans often invites opinions and suggestions, many of which may not be useful or relevant. Too many voices can cloud judgment and create confusion, making it difficult to stay on track. By keeping their efforts private, individuals ensure that their focus remains undisturbed. They follow their own path without being influenced by conflicting advice or unnecessary input. This clarity allows them to stay true to their vision and execute their plans effectively. Additionally, those who let their actions speak for them naturally command more respect. When someone constantly talks about their goals but fails to follow through, their credibility diminishes over time. People begin to view them as all talk and no action. On the other hand, when a person consistently delivers results, they earn respect without having to seek it. Their work speaks volumes, and their achievements become undeniable proof of their capabilities. They do not need to convince anyone of their worth because their success does it for them. Another crucial aspect of this mindset is patience. Many people rush to announce their plans because they seek immediate validation. However, success is a long-term process that requires patience, persistence, and quiet dedication. Those who understand this are willing to work without recognition, knowing that their time will come. They do not rush the process or seek shortcuts. Instead, they trust in their efforts and allow their work to build momentum naturally. Over time, their consistency and perseverance lead to results that cannot be ignored. Furthermore, working in silence fosters a sense of personal satisfaction. When individuals focus on action rather than words, they experience a deeper sense of fulfillment. They are not driven by the need for applause or approval. They find joy in the process itself. Their progress becomes a source of internal motivation, reinforcing their commitment to their goals. This intrinsic motivation is far more sustainable than external validation, as it ensures that they continue striving for excellence regardless of external recognition. Another key benefit of prioritizing action over words is the element of surprise. When people work quietly and suddenly achieve something significant, their success has a greater impact. Others do not see it coming, making the accomplishment even more powerful. This element of surprise not only commands attention, but also reinforces the idea that true success is built through quiet dedication rather than constant announcements. Those who master this approach often leave a lasting impression, as their results speak for themselves in the most profound way. Additionally, actions create momentum. When people spend too much time talking about their plans, they delay taking the necessary steps to bring them to life. However, those who focus on execution build momentum that propels them forward. Each small action leads to progress, and as they continue working, they gain confidence in their abilities. This momentum makes it easier to overcome challenges, as they have already developed the habit of consistent effort. The more they do, the more they accomplish, creating a cycle of continuous growth. Another important point is that silence eliminates unnecessary competition. When people share their plans too early, they invite competition from those who may attempt to replicate or undermine their efforts. By keeping their work private, they maintain a strategic advantage. They do not reveal their progress until it is fully developed, ensuring that their success remains in their control. This approach allows them to work without interference and achieve their goals without unnecessary obstacles. Letting actions speak also enhances personal growth. When people are focused on proving themselves through words, they often neglect the real work required for improvement. However, those who prioritize action continuously refine their skills, gain experience, and evolve over time. Their journey is one of constant learning and adaptation, making them stronger and more capable with each step. Instead of seeking validation, they seek mastery, ensuring that they continue progressing regardless of external recognition. The most successful individuals understand that words have limited power compared to tangible results. They do not waste time trying to convince others of their potential. They prove it through their work. They do not seek shortcuts or instant validation. They trust in the process and remain dedicated to their goals. They do not let distractions, opinions, or setbacks deter them. They stay focused on execution and let their achievements speak for them. Through quiet dedication, consistent effort, and unwavering commitment, they build success that is undeniable, inspiring others through their actions rather than empty words. Silence is often misunderstood. Many perceive it as a sign of weakness, a lack of confidence, or an inability to express oneself. However, silence is one of the most powerful tools a person can possess. It is not about avoidance or submission, but about control, discipline, and self-mastery. In a world where people constantly feel the need to speak, defend, or explain themselves, those who master the art of silence hold a distinct advantage. They move with purpose, observe more than they react, and direct their energy toward meaningful action rather than unnecessary noise. Silence allows a person to develop a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. When one is silent, they become more observant. They notice details that others overlook, understand unspoken messages, and gain insights that those who are always talking miss. In conversation, silence creates space for listening, which is one of the most valuable skills a person can cultivate. Those who listen more than they speak often gain a greater understanding of people's intentions, emotions, and true character. Instead of engaging in mindless chatter, they absorb information, analyze situations, and respond only when necessary. A major benefit of silence is that it helps maintain control in various situations. When a person is silent, they cannot be misquoted, manipulated, or drawn into unnecessary conflicts. Many people find themselves in trouble simply because they speak without thinking, revealing too much information or reacting impulsively. Silence, on the other hand, allows a person to process information carefully before responding. It keeps them in control of their emotions and prevents them from saying things they might regret later. When a person masters the ability to stay silent in critical moments, they develop a level of self-discipline that sets them apart. One of the most significant aspects of silence is that it keeps others uncertain. When people cannot predict what someone is thinking or planning, they have no choice but to speculate. This uncertainty creates an aura of mystery and intrigue, which can be a powerful advantage in both personal and professional life. Those who speak too much reveal their strategies, weaknesses, and emotions, making it easier for others to take advantage of them. In contrast, those who remain silent keep others guessing, maintaining an element of control in every interaction. Silence also serves as a form of strength. Many assume that raising one's voice, arguing, or constantly defending oneself is necessary to prove power. However, true strength often lies in restraint. The ability to remain silent in the face of criticism, provocation, or negativity demonstrates a high level of confidence and composure. Those who do not feel the need to respond to every opinion or argument show that they are secure in themselves. They do not seek approval or validation because they know their worth. Their silence becomes a statement in itself, making a greater impact than words ever could. In professional settings, silence can be a strategic advantage. Many successful leaders, negotiators, and entrepreneurs use silence to their benefit. During negotiations, for example, those who stay silent after making an offer often gain the upper hand. The other party, uncomfortable with the silence, may feel pressured to speak and make unnecessary concessions. Similarly, in meetings and discussions, those who speak less but with precision are often perceived as more authoritative and wise. They do not waste words. They ensure that when they do speak, their words carry weight. Another critical benefit of silence is that it allows a person to avoid unnecessary drama and conflicts. In today's world, many people waste time and energy engaging in meaningless debates, arguments, and gossip. They feel the need to prove themselves, respond to negativity, and participate in every decision. They do not waste time defending themselves against baseless criticism or trying to change the opinions of those who do not matter. Instead, they focus on their goals, conserving their energy for things that truly make a difference. Silence also plays a crucial role in emotional intelligence. Many people react immediately to situations based on emotions, leading to misunderstandings, regrets, and unnecessary conflicts. However, those who practice silence learn to observe their emotions without acting on them impulsively. They give themselves time to process feelings, understand their reactions, and respond thoughtfully rather than instinctively. This ability to pause and reflect leads to better decision-making, stronger relationships, and a more balanced state of mind. In relationships, silence can be a powerful communication tool. It is not about ignoring or withholding, but about knowing when words are necessary and when they are not. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words, conveying emotions and messages in a way that words cannot. In moments of tension, remaining silent rather than reacting emotionally can prevent unnecessary arguments. In times of deep connection, silence allows for a level of understanding that goes beyond verbal communication. Those who master silence in relationships build deeper bonds based on mutual respect and emotional intelligence. A person's silence can also act as a mirror, revealing more about others than words ever could. When one remains silent, they allow others to reveal themselves. Those who are uncomfortable with silence often rush to fill it, exposing their thoughts, insecurities, and true intentions. By listening and observing rather than speaking unnecessarily, one gains a clearer understanding of people's motivations and behaviors. This awareness allows for better decision-making when choosing whom to trust, work with, or invest time in. Silence also fosters inner peace. In a world filled with constant noise, both external and internal, those who embrace silence find a sense of calm that others struggle to attain. Many people fill their lives with distractions, fearing solitude and silence because it forces them to face their true selves. However, those who welcome silence use it as a tool for self-reflection, growth, and clarity. They do not need constant stimulation or validation from the outside world. Instead, they find peace in their own presence, allowing them to remain centered regardless of external circumstances. In moments of challenge, silence provides clarity. When faced with difficulties, many people panic, overthink, or react hastily. However, those who practice silence take a step back, observe the situation, and make calculated decisions. They understand that reacting immediately is not always the best approach. Instead of wasting time complaining, explaining, or seeking reassurance, their ability to remain calm and composed in challenging times gives them a significant advantage, allowing them to navigate obstacles with wisdom and efficiency. Furthermore, silence allows for better problem solving. Many of the greatest thinkers, innovators, and leaders have credited moments of silence as the key to their breakthroughs. When the mind is free from distractions and unnecessary noise, it is able to think creatively and critically. Silence creates space for deep thought, allowing ideas to develop fully without interference. Those who embrace quiet moments often find that their best ideas, insights, and solutions emerge when they are not actively seeking them, but allowing them to surface naturally. Silence also plays a major role in personal transformation. Many people who embark on a journey of self-improvement realize that the less they talk about their plans, the more progress they make. When people constantly discuss their self-improvement efforts, they risk seeking validation rather than actually doing the work. However, those who work in silence focus entirely on growth rather than external approval. They do not need to announce their efforts because they are too busy putting in the work. As a result, their transformation becomes evident over time, not through words, but through undeniable change. Mastering silence is not about suppressing expression, but about knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet. It is about using words with intention rather than speaking for the sake of filling space. It is about choosing one's battles wisely, protecting one's energy, and ensuring that every word spoken serves a purpose. It is about understanding that true power lies not in how much one speaks, but in how well one listens, observes, and